In the previous lesson, we launched Microsoft Access from the Start button in Windows, and this is how we were greeted with the Getting Started with Microsoft Office Access screen. You'll always see the Getting Started screen here every time you launch Access. The only time you won't is if you create a database and then create a shortcut to that database that you can double-click directly from the desktop, for example. So going directly to a database you've already created will bypass the screen, but every time you go right to the Access icon, either through the Start button or double-clicking it on the desktop, for example, you'll be greeted by this Getting Started screen. So we need to get familiar with this because it will help you get started the first time using Access 2007. Now you can see there's three sections here. Over on the left, I've got template categories. In the middle, I see Getting Started with Microsoft Office Access, and I will see whatever's selected over here down the middle. And then on the right-hand side, I've got an opportunity to either open an existing database or one of the most recently used databases in Access. So let's talk about these sections quickly. Over here on the left, you can see Featuring is selected. And because it's selected here under Template Categories, if I go over to the middle section under Getting Started, yes, I can create a new blank database from scratch. Won't contain any objects, won't contain any tables or forms or reports. Or down below you'll see I've got featured online templates, and that's because featuring is selected over here on the left. Now all of these, for example, assets, contacts, issues, etc., are online templates that I can access if I'm connected to the internet. What that does is it gives me a great head start. If I wanted to compile a list of my contacts and their information, I could click Contacts here, create a new database that will have tables with the proper fields for me to use already created. In other words, it's going to save me a ton of work. Now, if I'm not connected to the internet, no problem. I'm going to come over here and click Local Templates. And you can see when I do that, I get a number of the same categories here like assets and contacts and so on. But all of these templates are actually stored locally on my hard drive. So I can access them, get a nice jump start creating my own database by using one of these templates. Now over here on the left under From Microsoft Office Online, again we're talking about being connected to the internet, because when I come over here to Business, I'm going to see a bunch of business templates that I can access from Microsoft Office Online. So assets is there, contacts is there, there's issues and events, but there's a whole bunch of other ones we didn't see earlier, like business account ledger. There's a call tracker database. Look down here at a lending library. I like that one. So clicking any of these will actually borrow the template from a location that's online at Microsoft and get me started creating my own database using some of the objects that would be used in, for example, a lending library here selected. Under Education, I've got a number of other ones. I've got faculty and students. Under Personal, if I want to create any of my own personal databases, like a home inventory, a lending library, there it is again. Personal Contact Manager. Nutrition, that's a neat one. So lots of opportunity here to get a jump start in Microsoft Access. I don't have to create a database from scratch. I've got tons of templates. I've even got a sample database here. When I open this up, I'll see all of the tables, the reports, the forms, etc. that comprise this database, and that'll help me learn how to create my own. I'm going to go back up to Featuring where we started. Now, like I said, we can create a new blank database without using a template. That means we're creating all of our tables and every field in the table, every form, every report from scratch. On the right now, once we've created a database, here's where we go to open it up. Now, I can go to my Office button up here and choose Open. That's one way. Notice also I've got recent documents listed here, which are recent databases, and it's the same list that I see over here on the right-hand side. So this is just another way to open an existing database. If it's one that I've worked with recently, it'll show up on this list. If you haven't created one yet, your list will be empty. But clicking More right up here will allow me to go browsing through my hard drive, network drives, etc. to find an existing database. Clicking it and choosing Open will bring it up on my screen. I'm going to click Cancel. So that's the Getting Started screen. Again, if you're new to Microsoft Access, it's a great way to get rolling. If you want to use some of the templates and you're connected to the internet, you've got a huge opportunity here. If you're not connected to the internet, no problem. There are a number of local templates stored on your hard drive with the installation to help get you started. Next, we're going to look at how we actually modify what we see up here in the top left corner on our Quick Access toolbar.